Hadi, for inviting me. It's my privilege and honor to welcome another very highlighted person of today's event. That's none other than Jabir Angillath, the Director of Business Operations at School of Business London. He is a very risk taker, the ability to be innovative, an optimistic natured person, the ability to take action. He has a very controlled emotional personality, his inclusion in decision making, ability to trust others. So, with this note, I welcome you, sir. And a kind note, we will be hearing a short buzzer prior to 5 minutes of the session ending time and a long buzzer exactly at the time of the session time. Thank you, sir. I welcome you to this
Thank you.
virtual stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is listening to me. Since I'm traveling, I couldn't prepare slides as prepared by other previous speakers. I seek for forgiveness for that. Today, I would like to shed lights on the opportunities of United Kingdom after Brexit and the new rules on student visa and other entrepreneurial activities and opportunities. Let me introduce myself, and I'm Jabir Angillath. I'm the Director of Business Operations and CEO of School of Business London, serving and catering various management leaderships and business MBA, BA programs in the United Kingdom. So, talking about the current opportunities of United Kingdoms after Brexit, which means that there are plenty of opportunities for the international immigrants, which means outside the European Union people. Because as of 1st of January 2021, so every relationship between you and the United Kingdom will be cut, and the transition period will be ended. And which means that after January 2021, even the people from European Unions, and if they want to come and work in the UK, is as though like the people from India going there and work. So all the formalities and procedures are same. So they'll have to get, the work permit, or if they want to go and study, they have to get the student visa. If they want to go and work, and they have to get work permit, or relevant, whatever the visa status, except the United Kingdom. So every country is the same. Even the people coming from USA, Australia, European Union and India, all same formalities. There are various, as part of this Brexit, and to target the labor market, the United Kingdom has introduced various policies in relation to student visas and the international work permits. Let me initially discuss about the new changes in relation to the student visas, and to target to boost the local labor market. Because when it comes to after Brexit, there will be many job cuts and job opportunities in the UK, and then the people from the European Union, they won't be able to freely come to the UK and work, which means that the opportunities are booming up. So in September 2020, they have introduced 2 years post-study work visa for the students who are coming for the bachelor's and master's programs, any degree programs indeed. So upon completing, it's a student who enrolled from September 2020 onwards, on completing their degree program, they will be able to get 2 years post-study work, which means it's like a free visa. They can work anywhere with no restrictions. That's one of the best opportunity they have, laid out for the students coming into the UK. And especially, that's just one step. The second opportunity is that, as of October 2020, there was a rule that, international people. So even, going to a company and, on work permit, there is an annual cap, a limited cap, which means only 20,000 people can apply. So the United Kingdom's government has removed that cap and reduced the minimum salary from 35,000 to just 21,000, which means that, it will be very easy for the people like from India to go into the UK for work permit. Work permit means, even if you are a chef or accountants or anything in hospitality, it'll be very easy to get into the United Kingdoms. Apart from student, I mean, student visa is a different route, and work permit is a different route. So these relaxed rules will boost international, will provide and enhance the opportunities of people like, India and the other Asian countries. Just one second. So coming back to the students' opportunities, so those people who have successfully completed the degree programs, thereby achieving the 2 years post-study work status. And you might be thinking, what would be after the post-study? That's where is the tier 2, the work permit comes in effect. So any peoples who are securing a work permit during their post-study, then they can easily switch into a tier 2 work permit, which means that, having stayed in the tier 2 work permit for 5 years, and they will be able to secure the indefinite settled status in the United Kingdom. So which means the opportunities are abundant to settle in the United Kingdom. So that's one way route. And everybody, when they go to United Kingdom, the first thing is they just want to settle down there. So according to the current scenario, and during the pandemic and post-pandemic, UK is the only country that opened for the international people, like international, regardless of students or immigrants. The UK is the only country. So any other country, you look at Canada, Australia, or America, they are tightening the procedures, and they are tightening in one way or the other. For example, if you're going with your partner as a dependent, they won't be able to work, and there will be some restrictions being put forward. But as looking at the United Kingdom, they're relaxing as many rules possibly to target, the international labor market. So when you go to United Kingdom as a student, so the easiest ways to settle the United Kingdom is just either, as I mentioned earlier, during the post-study work, you have to get any work permit, which will be easy or simplified, which will be simplified under the current rule. And it's not a Herculean task, it's not an impossible thing. It's going to be an easy thing to get a work permit. And having stayed as I said earlier, having stayed in 5 years under tier 2, a work permit, you would be able to get that. The second thing is that, for example, you think that you are not able to get into, a tier 2 that you still can study another more. I mean, as a student, you can study 2 masters in the United Kingdom and followed by a PhD programs. If you are able to complete successfully 10 years of legal stay in the United Kingdom anyway, then you should be able to get the indefinite status through long stay. That's called long stay route. So that's, if I tell you my story on it, I went to United Kingdom as a student in 2009 for an MBA programs, and I have successfully completed MBA, and thereby I got 2 years post-study work. But at the time, there was a post-study work visa like they have introduced now, and I've achieved that 2 years post-study work. Upon completing that post-study work, and I was having some opportunities. Either I was about to go for the tier 2 or the entrepreneur. There was a visa, kind of a visa called entrepreneur, visa. So I applied for the entrepreneur visa with my business plans and things, and I got the 5 years entrepreneur visa. Then I set up a company as an entrepreneur in where 2-3 companies have set up. Then upon completing the 5 years stay in the entrepreneur visa, I got settled status. That's how I achieved. These are the opportunities in terms of visa and settlement. So as I mentioned earlier, that it's clear and easy route. So, and if you are going there, if you would like to go to United Kingdom as a student, and the thing is that, and if you're accompanying, if you're bringing your dependent or partner, then it means that they can work full time with no restrictions at all, even if you're on visit visa, sorry, student visa. So which means a dependent can work. And according to the current thing, it's not very difficult to get a student visa. For example, if you have when it comes to during the past, it was a difficult time, because you may have to get IELTS in 6.5 or 6. But under the current regime, so current the trends, the universities have been asked to relax the rules, and therefore if you have 70% marks in your +2 or higher secondary in English subject, then you're exempted for having an IELTS exam or equivalent. So they will consider your +2 English marks of 70% as an English criteria or requirement. So you don't have to take any further tests. That is over 70% of the universities are accepting your +2 English as a requirements met. And I mean, that was during the past, that was a Herculean requirement as far as the normal students are concerned. It's getting 6.5 IELTS. They may have to spend abundant time and a huge amount of time spend and practice it, and sometimes may not be able to get 6.5 or 6, or in one band if it comes down to 5, then you won't be able to get it. So minimum should be 5.5 in each component, and making the total of 6.5 overall. So under these are the relaxed schemes, and it's easy to get in the United Kingdom. And in terms of opportunities, as I mentioned earlier, the opportunities will be significantly increased from January. That January is a transition period ended after Brexit. So which means that no EU people can apply or can freely come to the UK, because those in the United Kingdom, those people from your European Union are already in the United Kingdom until June 2021. They can still apply for the settlement, but no new people can enter freely into the United Kingdom and after 31st of January 2021. So the good time for people like us are beginning, and the opportunities are very, very abundant. So talking about the universities, I mean, there are some people, they would like to know about the quality of educations in the United Kingdom. So if you go analyze the universities in the UK, and the most of 90% of the UK universities are coming under most 500 ranked university in the world. And especially if you look at the top 100 universities in the world, about 25% of the university will come from the United Kingdom, including Harvard, Cardiff, Oxford, etc. So Harvard, including Cambridge, Oxford, Cardiff, Coventry, etc. The I'd like to give some suggestions on choosing universities in the United Kingdom, especially if you are planning to come to the UK for higher studies. Um, if you have got experience, a skilled kind of experience, like if you're from a nursing background, so in something specific, then you can look the university anywhere in the. You don't have to be stick on to the cities like for London. So you would be able to get the jobs anywhere in the UK. But if you are not skilled like others, then I would strongly suggest look out the universities somewhere nearby London, so it will be easy for you to get a job. I mean, if you, I mean, I've seen many people, many students in the United Kingdom, they have been given wrong advice that it's very easy. It's only 50 kilometers or 100 kilometers from London, and it's easy to travel a day, but that's not possible. For example, if you are traveling from London is itself, it's about 400 square kilometers, radius. So it's not an easy thing to travel from another county, like a state, to London on a daily basis, because of the cost, not about the timing, but just about the cost. It's significantly expensive. You can't afford it. So if you just be planned when you choose a university, and just to tap those students who would prefer to you know to learn in London itself. Many universities have started a micro campus in London. Various universities have a micro campus in London, but if micro campus means they're just in the building, so somewhere in central London. So it will be much better for you to look out the university that have campuses in London. So looking at you might have a perception that the living expense in London might be expensive and things. Yes, it might be slightly expensive in terms of room rent, but when it comes to the food and travel, it is cheaper compared to outer London, because the food in terms of food, it is cheaper. London is cheaper than outer London. When it comes to transportations, it is cheaper than outer London, because the network, very good transportation network, are making London very cost effective in terms of that. But when it comes to the room rent, it's slightly expensive. Not much in, I mean, if you look at the very outskirts, far, I mean, like near to Scotland and things, you might be finding very cheaper in terms of room rent. But when it comes to other neighboring counties of London, then it's more or less similar to London. You won't find much difference. But when it comes to finding jobs, you're gonna find much difficulty in it. So just be wise when you choose university, and when you choose, and always, if you are contacting some consultancies and things to find the university, but there might some referee some university for which they have a good partnerships and things. But always be wise yourself to choose a university, and indeed, you have to have some research being done on it, in terms of the proximity to London, or inside London, or it's somewhere. So, which means that you won't be able to find it difficult when it comes to job market. Anywhere in London, you should be able to find jobs. But as I mentioned, if you're something like skill like nursing and healthcare workers, then you have opportunities, very good opportunities in outside London as well. And also, if you're not, but some people have found it like they're not comfortable living in London because of it's too busy. I know it's too busy. I accept that, but then in that case, look out other you know top cities like Birmingham, Cardiff, or any other cities. Even in those cities, you might be able to find a job as soon as you arrive in the UK. Or, I mean, it's all about, you have to put your effort to find jobs. It's not, and there's one other things I would strongly say, that I've seen many people, so they might feel that when it comes to United Kingdom, and they may have worked in UAE or some other country, they may be having a white collar jobs. When it comes to United Kingdom, be set a mindset to yourself that you won't be able to get a white collar jobs. You should have your set up. You should have set a mindset that you should be able to get any job, do any jobs, and you can't be feel ashamed yourself that doing a kind of jobs you can only do white collar jobs. You won't be able to do that. But you should be able to get it in a later stage, but be prepared yourself to do any kind of job to have to meet your expenses in the UK. And also, if you are coming on a student visa, do not just think that just having paid the initial fees and can pay the balance or outstanding fees upon working in the UK. But if you are coming with a dependent, you should be able to do that possibly. But if you're doing alone, then it will be hard for you to earn those money during your studies. And I mean, you should be able to get money for your expenses, not like paying fees, outstanding fees. But that just misconceptions. Many people are giving this kind of wrong informations by the consultancy and education consultancy and things. You should be able to get earn £1,000 or £1,500 during the study itself. When it comes to a student visa, and being on a student visa means that you can only work 20 hours a week. And during term time, or a term break time, so you will be able to get 4 term break time. During those times, you're able to work 40 hours, which means full times a week. But if you are working full time during your term time, which means, and if your university find out or home office finds out, then you're going to be in trouble. Then it will be more than enough for the home office to curtail your visa. So you have to be well assured that you're not crossing your limit in terms of working hours. So these are the tips in terms of the opportunity of the United Kingdom. Um, After Brexit, and also being as a student. So if you would like to come as a student to the United Kingdom. Also, I just missed a point. This seminar or this summit is all about entrepreneur. So being an entrepreneur, I just started my own business in the UK, and now it's like a multi-million-pound business. So if you're coming to the United Kingdom as a student, then while you're on post-study work visa, you can do anything you want as long as you pay taxes. So which means that if you want to start your own business during the post-study work visa, you can. There's no restrictions on it. Absolutely, you can do anything while you're on post-study work visa. Then being on post-study work visa, there is another kind of, it was called entrepreneur visa. Now it's called innovator visa. So if you have a unique business plan, then if you submit your business plan to Home Office with all the relevant documentation, then you should be able to get 3 years, initial 3 years innovator visa, followed by 2 years extension. So upon completing this 5 years, you should be able to get settlement status. So for that, you need to have a very unique business idea. But bear in mind that it's a very unique business idea. There is also one other route called, which is, I mean, if you are submitting a unique business idea to university, they should be able to, support for the entrepreneur. So that's called, I forgot that name in specific for that entrepreneur visa route. But there is an also, it's through venture capital. So you'll be provided the capital through a venture capitalist. So even for that, you should have a very unique business plan. So these are the good opportunities out there in the UK. Now, I can 100% honestly say that if you compare with any other country current visa route, I say that UK is one of the best out there now. I mean, Canada is there for in terms of getting PR is fine, but if you would like to set up your business in the UK is the best country out there because it's a business hub. But if you compare to another, country like Australia, Canada, or any other Ireland or any other country, you're not a business hub. You can work and earn money. That's there. But when you run a business, when you set up a business, then you can't, generate that kind of money, in other countries if you compare with London, or sorry, in the United Kingdom. So that is the tips, the I would like to shed lights on it, and these are the opportunities, and the current trends, that I've discussed it today. So here I would like to thank the 3G IRPL people for giving this outstanding opportunity to have some tips or some, to shed lights on these opportunities of United Kingdom. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for this amazing session where we learned a lot, and such an amazing session. We are forever grateful for this. As a token of gratitude and love, we would like to present a virtual certificate. I request our technical team to do the same.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for, yeah. Thank you.
Join the vision, build India to serve. Join the mission, build India to serve the world.
Join the mission and build India to serve the world.
Join the mission, build India to serve the world.
Join the mission, build India to serve the world.